Hey everybody, Livingston here. Today we're going to jump into another fun-filled episode of the Twilight Zone. This time it is Season 4, Episode 3, Valley of the Shadow. Came out January 17th, 1963, and it's another episode I haven't seen before. But before we get started, let's jump into what you had to say about last week's episode, The 30 Fathom Grave. CBCW 76 says, like you, Outer Limits suffered in comparison, but then again, just about every Twilight Zone season is better than any other TV show. I can't find any TV show that has half-interesting episodes in a season other than Twilight Zone. One of the weaknesses of IMDb is that for filmmakers of the 40s to the 80s, most have careers beginning in the radio shows of the 30s, 40s, and 50s, which are the fields of talent that Serling harvested for Twilight Zone writers. But there is no standard reference guide for the Internet Radio Database, so it's unclear how many radio writers were used, but radio shows like Dimension X had brought multiple seasons of spooky oddball irony and thriller shows. Well, that's interesting to hear. I mean, I never really thought about that, about how the writers basically went from radio into television. It totally makes sense if they were starting out new in the 1920s or 1930s. That means they were like veteran writers by the time they hit the 50s and 60s of that era. So very interesting for you to make that observation. And yeah, it's kind of curious why they don't have that in IMDb. If you don't know what IMDb.com is, it is the International Movie Database, for those of you who don't know. CBCW 76 also continues on and says, Twilight Zone hardly ever used stars. Lee Marvin was a near A-list on his appearances, but they filled their cast with the best supporting actors up and down the line. Bill Bixby was the Earthling star of My Favorite Martian in the early 60s, and he followed that up with Courtship of E. Eddie's Father, and then the contact lens-wearing Banner in TV's Hulk, a show that effectively buried Marvel titles and characters for decades. Probably true. I still debate that good failure. Yeah, I like the Hulk. I mean, I remember watching reruns of it when I was a kid, and I do remember they did have a few episodes pertaining to Daredevil as well as Thor. I think he showed up as well. CBCW 76 continues on and says, similar to the skit including in the awesome 1959 On the Beach, when that submarine hears a Morse message being repeated over and over, the world has been radiated to death and the sub's crew elects to return to America for their grave day. And to find the source of that tap, 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 the answer is pretty amazing. Well, thanks for not ruining the ending of that, because I do plan on watching that movie at some point because it was mentioned in the last week's episode. It might have been mentioned by you. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of comments I read through. And thanks to everybody who do comment, because, about every week we have more and more comments, and it's really great that we have a conversation going about the Twilight Zone. But I am going to jump on the Beach at 1959. Looking forward to jumping into that. I do remember people saying that Anthony Perkins has a really horrible Australian accent in that, so I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. And if you haven't looked into it, I actually watched Psycho for the first time on this channel with Anthony Perkins, so check that out at some point. CBCW 76 says, does he know that submarines are always referred to as boats, properly never as ships? Most improper. Congrats. In post-World War II films and TV, it was common to have correct pronunciation of rank, ratings, and tasks. For example, bosun's mate is the slurred abbreviation term for deck-handling sailors, short for boatswains, but pronounced bosuns. Okay, I said it wrong and you corrected me already. Forever and ever. Well, that's what Caesar Arius called him in Ben-Hur, and you know that's gotta be gospel, right? All knives derived so much tradition from Roman ships about 50 BC, right? Haha. We do pull a lot from our history, and I'm sure things that we knew 100 years ago are things that were brought up even way back before then. I mean, that's why things are kind of passed on and we end up learning things. So I'm sure what we do today, as in like tying knots or just whatever you want to do when it comes to sailing, I don't know much about it. I'm sure it came from way, 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 way back in the day. CBCW 76 continues on and says, Bill Bixby was more famous for My Favorite Martian versus Rat Wollston's antennaed and magic-fingered alien on Earth. Bill was also the dad in Courtship of Eddie's Father in 1969 and 1972. Oh, I know he starred in several things, and yeah, probably among the generation before mine, we'll probably look at him more into the My Favorite Martian era. My dad, I think, was more into the Incredible Hulk because that's what I watched more so than My Favorite Martian. And that's why I kind of relate to Bill Bixby more into the Hulk than I. I guess it just depends on the decade you were brought up in, right? But thanks for the comments, buddy. Ray HS 1984 says, the guy did do something wrong. He dropped the flashlight and the filter fell off, exposing them to the enemy. It is a quick line, but he does explain why he is being haunted. I did catch that on second viewing. Typically, I catch everything, but it's only after I edit the video and watching it like a second time, and basically going through the entire television show with a fine-tooth comb of the editing process. I definitely caught that line on second viewing. And I was like, oh yeah, duh. But I need to at least be authentic in my viewing, so when I edit, I do post how I react to it while I'm in that experience. So I do catch my mistakes, but hey, I'm trying to be honest about it, so I post it. Ty Harris 9994 says, this is a really good one. I thought it was a really good episode as well. I enjoyed the pacing of it. I didn't think it was slow at all. And very curious going forward if it's going to be this way or if somebody just interprets a certain episode differently than other people do. Because I've had a lot of people point out different episodes in this season saying that it was their favorite of that season and they were all different episodes. So maybe these episodes just relate differently to people on a different level. I don't know. Who knows? I guess 18 episodes, hour-long ones being commercials, bringing it down to like 46 minutes. There's got to be some filler episodes here and there, so we'll see what goes on. Medium John Silver says, I confess I was half expecting the diver to tap out, shave, and a haircut. Yeah, I mean, he went down a lot, and it's pretty cold down there in those depths going down. But I mean, when you have a job to do, you got to do it and just suck it up. At least the captain said go get some coffee while he was on board about every time he came up. So he was being well taken care of. He got his breaks, and luckily he pulled out doing okay. But heck, how much downtime does a diver get on a boat? I would be curious, because I'm sure he still has to maintain his equipment on the boat. I'm sure he still has to do what he needs to do to keep a schedule going like most people in the military have to do. So it would be interesting to see like what's the day in the life of a diver on a Navy boat. Maybe point me on, maybe I need to go onto YouTube and look that up at some point, because I'm sure someone had to have made a video of it, right? Jonathan Stein says, I feel like this one doesn't drag out as badly as other Season 4 episodes, though that might just be my interpretation. No, I felt the same way, Jonathan. I thought it was an episode that was well-paced. I didn't really think it drug at all. I was very intrigued. That's what kept me motivated watching this episode for the most part, was just the intrigue of the story and going forward and going, what the hell is going on? I thought the ending was kind of whatever. I wasn't really... I knew what was going to happen. I knew that guy, as soon as he said that, I'm going to jump in that water and I'll never be on this boat again. I knew that was going to happen at some point down the line. Maybe they shouldn't have said that line. But I just thought the payoff was just kind of, you know. Justin Hall 0916 says, something I found cool is that in the 2000s, all but one of the original Twilight Zone episodes were converted to an audio-only format. So you could basically listen to Twilight Zone episodes without having to watch them. They also adapt some scripts that were never aired, along with new stories. The Wikipedia page describes it as this. Many of the stories are based on Rod Serling's scripts from the original Twilight Zone series and are slightly expanded and updated to reflect contemporary technology and trends and the lack of visual component. Justin Hall 0916 says, something I found cool is that in the 2000s, all but one of the original Twilight Zone episodes were converted to an audio-only format, so you could basically listen to Twilight Zone episodes without having to watch them. They also adapted some scripts that were never aired, along with new stories. The Wikipedia page describes it as this. Many of the stories are based on Rod Serling's scripts from the original Twilight Zone series and are slightly expanded and updated to reflect contemporary technology and trends and the lack of a visual component. They did They do a really good job of telling the stories without you being able to visually see what's going on. If you're ever on a road trip or feel like listening to something to pass the time, I would recommend listening to a few that aren't a part of the original 156 episodes, but give them the same Twilight Zone feel. A few good ones are Another Place in Time, 10 Days, The Time of Your Life, and Bewinja PD. Boy, that's a title. Big fan of the reactions. Keep up the good work, Livingston. Well, I very much appreciate it, Justin Hall. I very much appreciate it, Justin. I really like the comment. I mean, you had a lot of detail going into it, and it really makes me want to dive into the Twilight Zone audio versions that you are talking about. I want to actually dive into all aspects of Twilight Zone for this channel. So it's going to be interesting to maybe sit down and maybe listen to these episodes before I dive into the 80s television show. Let me know, comment below. Would you like me to listen to the audio Twilight Zone shows before I jump into the 80s? I would like to know your thoughts. And that's everybody, not just Justin. But Justin, I'd like to know your thoughts as well. Kindle Square says, this episode is not quite good to me. In fact, I was kind of bored with this episode. The plot has been done dozens of times. To me, this episode was about he was one of the crew in the submarine. He was supposed to die with them, and they wanted him to join him. That's why I thought the ending was kind of lackluster. I didn't really, I don't know, I wasn't really blown away by the ending of this episode. So I just kind of thought they, I don't know, didn't stick the landing really. Jack Dorsey 4850 says, in the Chief's mind, he did do something wrong. Violated noise and light discipline. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what was brought up to me earlier, and I definitely agree with that after watching the episode on a second time. Jack Dorsey 4850 says, One Step Beyond is a TV show that went on the air from January 1959 to July 1961. Yeah, never heard of the actual show. I need to check it out. Let's see what it's about. Alcoa presents One Step Beyond. It's an American anthology series created by Merwin Gerard. The original series was broadcast for 3 seasons by the American Broadcasting Company, ABC, from January 1959 to July 1961. Eric Jansen 394 says basically the same story as King 9 Will Not Return, except longer, more anticlimactically ambiguous, and the main character is even more of a jerk. Well, I never heard of King 9 Will Not Return. I might have to check that at that same point as well. Well, that's 2 movies now that have been put on my radar due to this one episode of The Twilight Zone. It's crazy no matter what has come before it or after it, how many movies and television shows kind of like take from one another. But anyways, thanks for the comments, everybody. Very much appreciate it. Looking forward to jumping into next week's comments for this episode we're about to jump into. So let's dive in and see what we're getting into.
The Twilight Zone.
Well, you just earned yourself a steak.
Yeah, damn it, I have to get up.
How do?
Hi, can you fill it up?
I don't see why not.
To be rude about it.
It's right there behind the license plate.
Oh, sure.
Say, you couldn't show me the way to a big highway around here. Nice big highway with a lot of signs.
You just go back to the fork, take the other road to Breeden. When you get there, ask somebody for a map.
Nice little town you got here. What do you call this place?
Peaceful Valley.
Is it?
It's peaceful, all right.
Up there, up the street. You'll be better off in Breeden.
Well, I know, but I'm hungry right now. So is my dog.
Do they do a lot of breeding and breeding?
We don't get many visitors here. Well, that'll be $4.42.
It's a tenner.
I hope I got change.
Is that too much for you?
Here you go.
Rolly, shut up.
Be quiet. No!
Rolly, come back here.
Let me chase after my dog.
Rolly, get away from that cat.
950.
10. Hey, kid, what'd you do to my dog?
You did something. Come back here, child.
Little towns tucked away far from the main roads. You've seen them, but have you thought about them?
Not really. I live in one.
Philip Redfield never thought about them. If his dog hadn't gone after that cat, he would have driven through Peaceful Valley and put it out of his mind forever. Because whether he knows it or not, his friend's shortcut has led him right into the capital of the Twilight Zone.
All because of a dog. Valley of the Shadow. Anybody? Help.
You scared my little girl.
Well, that makes us even. Your little girl scared me. She pointed some kind of a machine at my dog, and he disappeared.
How'd that happen?
Let's look around the yard. He's bound to be here somewhere.
Is he, though?
Rolly? Rolly!
We've got a problem. There he is. How did that happen? What's going on here?
I guess he must have found another cat.
Well, thanks a lot.
That's all right.
Sissy's your little girl?
Yeah. It must have been her radio.
Well, I'm sorry I bothered you. Come on, boy.
Yeah, I'd just get in your car and go, bro. Don't stick around this place, even though they seem like nice people. Everybody likes to play stupid here.
I want to talk to Dorn.
Uh-oh.
We've got an outsider, and he saw something.
Well, something's suspicious about this place.
You just take it easy, Rolly. I'll find you a steak somewhere.
I'm sorry, but we don't have any openings.
What?
Well, why is that?
All the rooms are taken.
Well, the keys are still hanging, though.
Well, I guess everyone's out then. Well, I wasn't looking for a room anyway. I was just looking for a restaurant.
I'm sorry, but it's closed.
My name is Philip Redfield. I'm a reporter. Now, if I begin to sound a little nosy, I suppose it goes with the job. You don't mind, do you? Ever since I landed here in Peaceful Valley, people have been trying to get rid of me. Now, why is that?
That's weird.
We just don't get very many outsiders here.
Yet you managed to fill up a hotel.
I'm sorry, but I really have to go now. And I think you should, too.
Okay. I guess you guys don't want my money.
Well, you better get your subscription to the paper renewed. A lot of things have happened since '53.
Bourne Hotel. Bar, dining, parlor. Call your losses and go. But I don't think he will.
Thanks for everything.
Whoa! That's not cool. Oh, why is the dog out? How the hell did that happen? Oh man, you guys got here quick.
My dog is dead. There wasn't a car around anywhere.
Perhaps it was a rock.
A rock?
Well, wouldn't it be around somewhere?
Could have knocked it into the woods. We've got to get you to a doctor.
How do you know his name?
What about my dog?
You have nothing to worry about.
Well, you guys were very friendly.
Wait a minute, I don't want to go back to your town.
Well, you have to be examined.
There could be internal injuries.
If anything happened to you, it would be on our conscience forever. Come along.
Wait now.
We're gonna heal the dog. Whoa.
There you are.
Gotta give me one of those boxes.
We certainly haven't been treating you very well, have we, old fella? Come on.
Your dog was just knocked out.
Was this a doctor's office?
In a way.
Howdy. So what's this town about, yo? Lay it out.
Please sit down. Perhaps it would help to learn that your dog is well. Merely stunned. One of the men who helped you called in. He thought you might be pleased.
If it's the truth.
You do have a suspicious nature, don't you?
It's a strange town.
My name is Dorn. I'm the mayor of Peaceful Valley.
Darn? What an... So what's up?
We'll try not to detain you long. Then you couldn't go anywhere in a wrecked car now, can you? We'd just like to ask you a few questions, if we may. Just a few.
Okay, shoot.
Mr. Redfield, it's been reported you saw something unusual in the yard next to the gasoline station.
My dog chased a cat.
The details, please.
Are you quite sure you saw nothing more?
Yes.
My dog disappeared.
Feel while you told the girl at the hotel that people were trying to get rid of you.
Just a few more questions, please. I understand you mentioned that you're a newspaper reporter by occupation.
Yeah?
I suppose you have that novel in the planning stage. Isn't it a fact that most reporters aspire to be novelists? Did you indeed come to Peaceful Valley by mistake? No one knows you're here.
No, but you're making it really weird.
But I'll tell you this, a lot of people are going to know I was here.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say keep it a secret.
And my car didn't crash in any rock.
Come back in an hour, Mr. Redfield. Perhaps then you'll get the answers to your questions.
Do or die. Guys, aliens?
Well, gentlemen, it's happened. We're so complacent, so infernally sure of ourselves and complacent.
Dorn,
Would you explain the point of keeping the hotel open and the restaurant closed? That there would be more inquiries for food than for rooms?
Yeah.
There hasn't been either in over 16 years.
And I'm as much to blame as anyone. If an innocent young man who hasn't done anyone any harm must suffer for our mistakes.
Great. How's he gonna suffer?
How do you get long distance on this
You
thing?
just pick it up, but you...
Hello, operator? Operator, I want to put through a call to Albuquerque. The number's Chapel 77205, and I want it to be station to station, please.
You talked to Dorn?
Yeah, I talked to him. He's a great guy. All right, miss, will you keep trying and call me back? My name is Redfield.
Still nobody.
You really should have left, Mr. Redfield.
Well, I tried to, but my car smashed into a rock that wasn't there.
That's weird. They gonna fall in love?
What is your name, or is that a secret here, too?
Ellen Marshall. Where will you be?
I'm going to check on my car now, and I'll be at the mayor's office in a couple of minutes. Probably starving to death.
So no one eats here? No, the car's still not fixed.
I had you counted out. Did you know that, huh?
Pretty banged up.
Well, I know, but you were supposed to be trying to fix it.
Didn't anybody tell me?
Well, I'm telling you.
I can't do anything unless it's official.
I thought you told me my car was going to be repaired.
Primarily because you won't be needing it anymore.
No? Well, why?
Because you are never going to leave Peaceful Valley.
Well, that sucks. You mind explaining why, sir?
You see, the situation is rather complicated, Mr. Redfield.
How so?
Peaceful Valley is a town full of lunatics, and you guys had the list. Now, what do you mean I'm not ever going to be able to leave here? Well, who's going to stop me?
Oh.
Nothing you can do, Mr. Redfield.
Well, so what do I do? No. What the heck happened?
Let us continue.
How did I get in this chair?
I didn't give you permission to do that.
I'm afraid you wouldn't understand, Mr. Redfield. Let us say it is a device by which we move things about, and atoms are in a given mathematical arrangement. This device, and puts them together again in the same order. It saves a lot of time when you want to move furniture around. You sensed a story in this town, Mr. Redfield, and you were right. Because, Mr. Redfield, you stumbled upon the best-kept secret in the world.
Yes, please tell us.
Bestowed upon the people of this village 104 years ago. A man came to Peaceful Valley from what land or what planet nobody knows. From his brain came equations the likes of which no one had ever seen or dreamt of. Mr. Redfield, you are aware, I trust, that the basis of this complicated thing we call life is energy, and from it came the greatest power for good or evil. He decided to entrust his secrets. It was to remain in Peaceful Valley until humanity learned the ways of peace.
That show's like 60 years old and still haven't achieved that.
You see why we cannot allow you to leave us. Perhaps if we showed you.
I'd get my hand on one of those boxes.
This is the original dissimulator.
Oh, a big box.
More or less the same principle here. It works in what we call the time dimension. Mr. Connolly, would you hand me the letter opener, please?
Oh. It reverses time. That's how the dog survived. That's how they could fix the car.
Come with me, Mr. Redfield. Giving the atomic structure of a ham sandwich on white bread with mustard.
So. Dear God, it's a sandwich. That's all I wanted from this damn was a damn sandwich.
I believe you said...
Look, what was that thing I ran into out there?
What do you mean in the car? I'm...
A force field.
It was an energy field, a wall of loosely packed atoms, so to speak. This lever operates it.
Showing me how I can get the hell out of here. Awesome. Turn it off and destroy that panel. Oh, so I can steal those later. Nice. That is a very thin-looking safe for the secrets that will either destroy or save the world.
Do you have any idea what you have down there? You mean you don't intend to share it with the rest of the world?
Not until there's peace.
We have no war here, no crime, no violence, no greed. We use the power for good, not for evil.
With that power, we could...
With this power, they would destroy the universe.
They're children.
It could cure disease. And you just let people... Well, don't you have any conscience about it?
The same power that can be used to heal sickness can also be used to destroy the innocent. Think, Mr. Redfield. What did you do with Professor Einstein's primitive equation?
Man, an atom bomb.
Used to bring waters to the deserts, to feed starving millions. Was it? It was used to destroy countless thousands of human beings.
So you're just gonna sit on your secrets? Use them to make ham sandwiches and roadblocks?
Yeah.
And roadblocks are a bit better than total destruction.
But what do you do when you want someone out of the way? You eliminate him.
He has a point, Mr. Allen. If we kill this man, in what way do we differ from the outsiders?
For we do it out of necessity, not out of choice.
Thank you.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, that's what Hitler's at.
Nothing against you.
It's the law. We cannot go against the law.
And let him who discovers the secret be eliminated.
Through death or through assimilation. The choice is yours.
It's assimilation.
Will you die or will you join us?
I'll survive, I guess. Join.
Live here the rest of my life. Exactly.
I mean, as long as you can make me as many ham sandwiches as I want, then maybe we can cut a deal.
House, built to your specifications, plenty of food. All your wants seem to. Nothing or everything. Welcome to Peaceful Valley.
Thanks. So where am I living?
This is your study. I'm sorry about the typewriter, but we couldn't find.
I guess the bonuses would be you don't have to pay bills anymore. You're taken care of. Plus, you have a pretty lady here that might be able to become a future Mrs. whatever his last name is.
I don't want you to think that I'm unfriendly. In fact, I think you and I could be very good friends, Mr. Redfield. You play chess?
Actually, checkers. And Monopoly.
Don't you like the house? I tried to make everything nice for you.
Ellen, I like it. It's beautiful. Well, I'm afraid you wasted your time on me.
Why?
Because I'm not staying here.
You have no choice, my friend.
I'm leaving Mr. Redfield's house. If you get hungry, or if you want anything, just call me. I showed you where the button is.
At any time, can I have whatever I want? Chicken wings? Woof, woof. Oh, it blocked the entire area around his house. That sucks. Can you dig under it? Yeah, I don't think the shovel's gonna work.
Yes. The circuits are still busy. Come in.
Hey there. What are you dressed up for? Wanted to look good?
Hello. I brought you a new typewriter ribbon and some erasers. Have you started your novel yet?
No.
Why not?
Getting used to the fact that I'm a prisoner.
I don't know. Maybe I don't concentrate so well in a prison.
I can leave any time I want to.
Why don't you?
Why should you? We have everything we need.
Face it, if you were to go even a couple of steps outside of this town, why, they'd nail you. Have you ever tried?
Why should I want to try?
There's a lot of things to see out there.
What does the outside world have to offer that we don't have?
That's not the point, Ellen. It's what you have to offer the outside world.
Hope so.
What do you care? No, let them starve. Let them suffer. Let them break their backs. Let the children die because their mother can't give them any milk.
Is this really happening?
All over the world. Somebody that you could help. What difference does it make?
But what would you do?
A terrible thing. I'd take your secrets and give it to the world.
Well, that's just horrible.
I mean, you'd steal them and run away.
He's really trusting in this lady.
You never wanted anything you couldn't whip up in 10 seconds in one of your little machines.
Once I did,
What'd you do?
when I saw you leaving Peaceful Valley. And I've thought about you since then, Philip. Even asleep, I've thought about you.
Aunt, she's got a bad bug.
And it hurts. Do you know why?
I think so.
We have machines for so many things, but I can't make this feeling stop.
And you're a woman, Ellen.
I never have until now. But now I want us to be together, Philip. Don't you want that?
I could want that very much in a real world.
But not here.
As long as I'm here in Peaceful Valley, I just want one thing, out.
Well, guess we're gonna have to put you to death then. Sorry to tell you. Don't know how this one's gonna end, really. Hey, he can run through. What are you doing?
I want us to be together.
Uh-oh. I don't think this is going to end well. I mean, I feel like he's going to get captured. Something. He's going to steal one of those things. This is going to end well. Not good. Not good. Gold. Great. Gun. Well, there you go. Is he actually going to succeed, though? It's already loaded. I'd break it. No! Is he gonna make it out?
Put them back. No. Do as I say.
That's one way of doing it. killed those 3 men. Are they gonna make it out? Roll through. Roll through. Hey, all right. We're good to go. Get out of there. All right. Home sweet home.
Ellen, I want to tell you what happened back there.
I killed 3 men.
Whatever it is, I don't want to hear. Have you seen them?
No.
Let's try a look. Oh, well, no secret. Maybe it disappears when you cross the border. Darn. You're a lying... Ah.
The very first thing you do is make a weapon. The second you kill with it.
It tricked me. Yes. And you. Everything a lie.
Was it?
Not everything, Philip.
She cooperated because she thought you would prove your good intentions. My colleagues were right. If the end is just, so are the means, whatever they may be. You have just lost paradise, Mr. Redfield. And I did the right thing. Now you're going to do the same thing to me. Not quite. I've been studying the law. Believe I have found a way that will satisfy everybody. Please try to appreciate our position. You were our first prisoner, so to speak. Forced us to examine our law.
Were they gonna scramble his head or something? Change him?
I'm sorry to do this. I was becoming fond of you.
442 out of 10.
He was just put back on the path. I thought they were gonna kill him.
Sorry, I must have dozed off there a second. You say Breeden's back this way, eh?
80 miles.
It's too bad the girl didn't end up with him.
Anything wrong?
What could have been?
It's a nice little town you got here.
We like it.
Little towns tucked away far from the main roads. Have you wondered what the people do in such places? Why they stay, but only very late at night, when he's between wakefulness and sleep, in the Twilight Zone.
Well, no happy ending for the couple that could have been. Well, I gotta say, that was an enjoyable episode. I didn't know exactly where it was going. I thought they were actually going to put him to death until the very end, that last moment when I had that inclination that they were going to just wipe his memory. But when I actually seen him in his car and he was getting gas again at the very end, is when it really dawned on me. I'm like, oh, that's what they're going to do. They're just going to leave it like he did not know anything about what was going on. It would have been interesting to see what his life would have been like living in that town. It's one of those episodes where you could do a sequel to it, have somebody actually show up and live in that town and maybe show what it would be like to actually stay in that town for an extended period of time and be a part of that community. It would be very interesting to see that, but they haven't done that, far as I know. They haven't made a sequel to this episode, but that's just one of those things where it would be cool to see. Let me know, comment below what you thought of this episode. I'd really like to know your thoughts of it. Now, let's dive into some trivia and see what it took to get this episode off the ground. In May 1963, several months after this program aired, Natalie Trundy, who plays Ellen Marshall, suffered a ruptured disc in a car accident, which required a year's recovery in a back brace. This event broke the momentum of Trundy's promising return to acting. Well, that sucks. She probably would have had a very promising career if it wasn't for that accident. James Doohan, Mr. Johnson, is one of 4 regular Star Trek actors to have been in the Twilight Zone. William Shatner was in Nightmare at 20,000 Feet and Nick of Time. Leonard Nimoy was in Equality of Mercy, and George Takei in The Encounter. Well, I've seen a couple of these episodes. I didn't realize James Doohan was in this episode until I actually read that his name was in this. And I'm like, oh, wow, he was that guy at the very beginning of the episode. Had no idea. I'm so used to him having a Scottish accent. David Apatashu, who plays Mr. Dorn, also played the head of another place with strange secrets in A Taste of Armageddon. He was Anon 7, head of the council on planet MNR 7, in which the Enterprise landing party were also unable to leave, having been condemned to death by the computer fought war. I have seen episodes like that in Star Trek. I don't think I've seen that actual episode, though. The vehicle driven by the main character, Philip Redfield, is a 1959 Chevrolet Impala convertible. Notable similarities to Star Trek: the Valley technology includes shields, transporters, and replicators. Even if they don't use the name, James Doohan was a regular on the original series, and Dave Apatushu, Mr. Dorn, was a guest star in A Taste of Armageddon. Dorn shares a name with Michael Dorn, who played Worf on Star Trek The Next Generation and other Star Trek projects. The title comes from the King James Version of the 23rd Psalm in the Hebrew Bible. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. In 1963, Philip Redfield uses a 3D printer belonging to his captors to create a handgun from a design template on file near their printer. Working 3D printers were developed in the 1980s, and the capability of creating firearms from 3D printers became a reality in 2012. When Philip Redfield is escaping, he goes through the files at the mayor's office to produce an item to aid in his escape. The duplicating machine files in the office are for reproducing 1 gold, 2 great fireplace, 3 gun, 38 police. Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue on this voyage to episode 156 of the Twilight Zone. Until next time, see you later.